What's up, world? Welcome to Nes Telly. It's me, Nes, and today, first of all, how are you doing? How are you guys doing? Hope you're trying to read. Hope you're trying to spread the word to read more. The general quality of our minds is what influences what we become over time. Do you understand? So just bear in mind that, as in having a very not so good life at the end, more often than not every single time, but more often than not, is dependent on the decisions that you make now. And those who read a lot are less in the dark when it comes to making like smart decisions and wise decisions. Okay, so let's begin. The book I want to talk about today is it's called Defending Autism. I'm going to send a bit of a disclaimer. I know nothing about autism. This is about someone I know her personally, but she had written this book, and until I read this book, I didn't know what she said in this book about herself. I didn't know all that. And I talked about crying because I don't think I've ever read a book that made me cry so much from joy. This story is very inspiring. The story is so motivating. The story is just like, it makes you sit down, look at yourself, and realize that maybe you might just be whining way too much as a person. You need to get up, suck it up, and make things happen. So let me start talking about the book. It's called, is it clear? Defeating Autism, a true life story of a mother's unwavering faith. As in, it's a book on faith, persistence, patience, love. When they say the book of love, I told you guys I'm doing month of love. This to me is like, I don't think I've ever felt so much love from reading a book before, understanding the way a mother would love her children. So the story here is a lady called Ugonna Sylvester Organ. That's the owner. I know her as Sister Ugonna when fellowship way back when we were in school. That's how I knew her. But I didn't know this about her. She gave birth. She has three. Okay, let me show you her family. She has like you see her family. Her family is like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, that's her husband, and her three wonderful kids. Okay, so yeah, she gave birth to two kids. The first one, from what I got now, the first one should be like in senior secondary school. He's a teenager, and I think they're all teenagers. Okay, they're not teenagers. The last one should be a preteen. Let me talk. The first two are like 2 years apart, and she found out that the first one had autism, was on the autism spectrum, and was having a hard time express himself, and was always throwing tantrums. These are like the symptoms that she noticed that something was wrong. Now understand something, she gave birth to this child in 2020. What am I saying? This boy should be out of school by now. Anyway, this boy they gave birth to this boy in 2000. At that time, Nigeria wasn't the most exposed when it comes to things like autism. A lot of people didn't know anything about it, and she gave birth to this boy, or these boys, the two of them, in the eastern part of Nigeria. That's the southeast. She didn't say where exactly, but she said she was in the southeastern part of Nigeria, and a lot was not known. What I will tell you about this book is that you actually don't need to have an autistic child to know. I am so sorry about that noise, crazy laptop. That you don't have to have an autistic child to take what she says here seriously, because I realize that everything that she says here are things that we as parents, mothers and fathers, should be doing when it comes to our kids, especially if we are Christian, because this woman was somebody that took her relationship with God very seriously concerning her boys. She found out that the first one was autistic. Then when the second born turned like 2, she found out that one was autistic too. Then after like I think 6 years, she gave birth to the last one, and then realized that that one was autistic. Lord in heaven. She talks a lot about how she spends time in the word. I have a saying that when it comes to the word, as when there's a song, prayer is the key. I don't know if you sang over a child. Prayer is the key. That's Christians in the house, by the way. I learned with time that prayer is not the key. To me, the word is the key. The word of God is the key, if it's possible. That's what I would say instead. I have nothing against the song, by the way. I'm just saying prayer. I don't think prayer is the key. The word of God is the key. So she would pray to God, ask the Holy Spirit to give her ideas to how to handle things, like when he threw tantrums. Like I think the last one I felt was the hardest for her, maybe because of the space, or maybe he was just a different, I don't know what the issue was, but this last one was it was the hardest for her. As in, there was a time that the first two, like, and then there were some very interesting things that she did. Okay, there was a time that they sent, as in some proprietress had met her talked about how she was a professional, you know, it's kind of special needs, kind of blah blah blah, and she can help and take care of her kids. And then she puts this boy in the school. Then like half term into that half that term, this proprietress literally brings the boy back and refuses to let the boy go back to school. Like anytime they brought the boy to school, the woman would tell school boss to carry the boy back. And basically was like, I think in the end it turned out that maybe the boy was troubling the class too much. And you know, she would cry about it, she would pray about it. The boys would cry about it sometimes, as in they themselves, because they're finding it hard to express themselves. They want to talk but they cannot talk. They want to, you know, so it's like it's just a lot of, like, I have only one friend that I know that has a son in the autism spectrum, and even she's not around, so I've not been around her well enough to know what this is like, but I know that it's hard. You know, I try not to bother and poke too much, because I feel like bothering and poking too much can also add to the problem. But you know, it's the like I said, there is the joy. I don't know how to explain it. The joy, the victory that she establishes. Like she says that this book was written in 2017. This last boy that stressed her the most, he said that the boy had just entered his first year in school, and the boy was even a boarder. Like the boy wasn't going and coming from school, and the boy got, can I see if I can see that testimony? The boy got in the end, the boy got like anyway, the boy got like all A's, something like that. Like his school, he did very well in school. And you know, she talked about a lot about how she would pray, she would administer the word on them. Like she would pick up some Bible verses, then change the name. And she said, and that I found very cool. I think I liked her, that she said she doesn't yell at her kids, that she doesn't curse at her kids when she's shouting. You know, sometimes I said, what's wrong with you? Are you mad? Are you stupid? Stop it, you know, that kind of thing. She said when she's very mad at them, she starts declaring the word of them. You are a child of God. You are the greatness of this one. You're, you know, that kind of thing. You're the holiness of, you know, that's what she uses to. And besides, because of her tone, her children know what she's saying, that they even know and they feel it. Sometimes they will just keep quiet, sometimes they will cry, you know. But basically, she's been able to, from what I'm gathering in this book, she has been able to pray her kids out of that spectrum. The kids are normal. Like I've met these boys before. Literally, I was somewhere and I saw her one time. I'm like, hi. I was like, okay, these are kids. I'm like, oh hi, and they said hi back like normal. So this book is surprising me, because I met these kids before and I didn't notice, you know. But like I said, these kids are older now, and somehow from praying and from taking out time to okay, yeah, she said that she couldn't work. She refused to work because she wanted to be able to be present with them consistently. She sacrificed a lot. I don't know if you understand. When I say love, this is a story of love. Like, then even her husband, like she has one of the best husbands I've ever met, because her husband was somebody that would spend time, things like praying in the midnight was like a regular thing. They would choose days of the week that she and her husband would get up and declare and pray. She saw autism as an attack on her family, and the attack needed to be destroyed. An attack from the devil that needed to be destroyed. So every night she would stay and pray. She would do this. But the thing was that she did not stop. She never got to a point where she quit. That's what I was talking about, how you start to realize that maybe the problem you have in your life may not be that bad. She never quit. She just kept persisting. She just kept praying. She just kept trying. Like, you know, she would do things like she would pray, and the Holy Spirit would give her an idea of a way. Like I think the last one, she even put here. Sorry, she even put here some. Okay, I'm fine. Deep breath. Okay, she put here some drawings of the boy. The boy loved to draw. I don't know if I can find the pictures. Woo. She put here, where is it? Okay, yeah, some drawings of this. He drew a picture, some pictures of Jesus that he drew. The boy was drawing from, I think these were the ones that he did from when he was 7 years old, or so. 7, yeah. So these are the images from 7. Okay, there are even images from when he was 4, you know. And yeah, the boy drew very well, but because he was a perfectionist, the boy would draw some things. If there's one single mistake, he would start to scream, and he would shred it into pieces and throw it away. And you know, she's trying to explain to him that it's not that bad, but the boy would throw, you know, he would throw a tantrum, throw himself on the floor, blah 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 blah, and all that. So she started praying a lot about that, asking God what she should do about it. And then God told her that she stay and draw with him. Then when he gets angry and tears, she should do the same thing. And she did it, and then she said she did it just once, and that was it. The boy stopped. Because the boy said what she felt that happened was that, or what she believed that happened was that the boy started feeling like somebody was understanding what he was going through. So I guess in the end, if you know somebody that is of the spectrum around you, they need to just feel like we're in it together, because they feel very lonely. They can't even express themselves normally. That's expression is a problem. Most of them can't talk, and they need to be able to feel like somebody else gets what they're going through. I said I know this person, and I would really I wish I could talk to her personally. Hopefully I'll be able to bring her here and we'll be able to talk one of these days, or I'll go to her, whatever. I don't even care what I need to do right now. But all you need to do is that this book is a book of faith. It's a book, as in, this book is so many things. Like, you know, now there was no, at the point, like I said, at the point when she was the kids were born at first, there was no, autism is not as popular as it is now in Nigeria as it was before. And as popular as it is now, we don't even have enough facilities to take care of autistic people and children as it is. So then it was just basically prayer. It was just hearing from God. Things like, even like, you know, one got violent at one point. They said maybe you should watch what he watches, like, you know, cartoons and all that. So instead letting him watch more educational and more Christian things, and that helped literally. So like, and you know, she's talking about, like, the book is just a lot of, like, you know, I did this and this happened, I did this and this happened. This book is, first of all, I'm so thankful that she shared this, because I know that some people do fear a stigma that could come with this. You know, I'm thankful for the time we live in, and I'm thankful that she wrote this book. The book is very easy to get. It's available on Roving Heights. There's Roving Heights in Nigeria. There's Roving Heights in Lagos. There's Roving Heights in Abuja. Roving Heights, the bookstore, right? And if you, this aeroplane, I swear, what are you doing here? Anyway, Roving Heights in Abuja. There's Roving Heights in Lagos. Then if you want to check them on Twitter, find them on Twitter, find them on Instagram, and you will be able to get whatever you want. They deliver anywhere in Nigeria, and I think outside the world. I'm actually not sure about that anymore. But if you're outside the country and you want to get it, you can get it on Amazon.com. Check it out. Look for Defeating Autism. The book is, I don't know, the book is something else. I don't know how else to explain it. It took me, as you can see, it's not that big a book. It took me about 2 days. It would have taken me a day, because I couldn't just stop reading. It's so inspiring, down to what the kids eat. You know, now I know that there's some things you shouldn't give a child if they're autistic, because it will help them to take him better. But like, the kids are fine now. They are okay. Nothing is wrong with them. They are doing well in school. They're socializing well. They have friends. It's just like, wow, it's extraordinary. I need to have her here. It's an extraordinary story. Anyway, thankfully I didn't cry as much as I thought I would. Thank God. Anyway, I really hope that you're reading, and I really advise that you get this book. This book is like 2.5. Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't think I about the Nigerian book that had this thing. Do you know what this is? This is that thing you use to hold a page. This is class, by the way. Classy something. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like. Please leave a comment behind. If you know anything about autism, please leave it behind. And if you know anybody that has an autistic child or something like that, maybe you can advise them to get this book. And then please, you know, share. Let's spread the word around more. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.